Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing March's budget closeout, so we're going to just jump right on into it. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. My name is Janelle. I'm a wife and a mother of one, and on here I do all things cashless budgeting. This was our monthly budget spreadsheet. At the beginning of the month, we budgeted 53, 57, 68. However, it ended up bringing in 72, 16, 73. And we are going to go through and talk about everything that we spent this month. So we're actually just going to start off in the savings account. For entertainment, we ended up putting $85, health 120, insurance 300, maintenance 125, miscellaneous 229, subscriptions 317. Rainy day got 140. Our emergency fund got 1,040. Future got 125, and baby girl got $12. We did get a small tax refund, so that's where a lot of that extra income came from. Now over to our debts. We had Chase, Discover, and our water treatment. I left those there because we had transferred in just a month, y'all. We had originally had a Wells Fargo loan for the debts for our Chase and our Discover credit cards. However, I was offered a way better deal where I would be saving about 10 to 11% on the interest through Discover. So I ended up then moving that money from Wells to Discover for a better interest rate. So technically, we did not have anything to pay, although the Wells Fargo loan wasn't due in March either. So we had a little bit of extra money to play with. So the only thing that we had to pay for this month was our water treatment at 107.86. Now over to our bills. Our mortgage and daycare came out. Well, no, our mortgage came out as planned. Daycare was $65 cheaper. Our ADT was $60.50. Our gas ended up being $121.90. Our internet came out a lot cheaper because we were able to get a one-time $10 discount, I believe it was, and then going forward we would get a $6 discount, and that $6 discount was also added to this March. So we were able to get like a $16 discount. I am kind of looking into some other options. It just sucks that like a lot of these companies will give first time people a deal for, $40, $50 for 2 years, and then yeah, they hike up the price, but it's getting a little expensive out here. So I think once I get over like $100, we might need to start looking at some other options now that we actually have a lot more options to go to. But sometimes I say to myself, if it ain't broke, don't try to fix it, because you might go somewhere else and your experience with that something else just doesn't work out. Next was our YouTube TV. I did figure out that we are supposed to be at 106.35. So here we are. We are going to be keeping it because it is a one-stop shop for us with everything that we want to watch, and we really don't invest in anything else. My husband has Netflix, and we have like HBO Max, which is free through our phone bill. And I think we have like one other thing. Well, actually, my husband has Disney Plus. Yeah, so that's kind of it. But those things like he pays for, so the household just pays for YouTube TV. Next is going to be electricity. Although it was cheaper, it sorry y'all, it just looked like my like screen got darker on my end. I don't know what happened. For our electric, it was a little bit cheaper, but I have been putting a few dollars on top of it to keep our rate, or try to do a little bit of a like budget billing for myself, to say the least. So we just did what was budgeted, which was $85. And then our utilities was $110.90. So total for bills ended up being $3,545.46. Now we're gonna go over to our expensive expenses. I've already talked about this in my week 4 budget closeout, but here we go again. So these are all of our expenses for the month. Y'all can just see like we did not spend a whole lot. Okay, like we did not spend a whole lot. And if I show y'all really quickly, February, let's just see. Y'all can see, oh, well, it wasn't that bad either. We're really not spending a whole lot of money, which is so good because that means we are not getting ourselves into a whole lot of debt either. So for the month, we budgeted $917.68, and out of that, we spent $857.55. So we are staying within budget, which makes me feel good, 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 good. And then we actually just get to look at a little bit of just like information just to see sort of like the breakdown and where everything is going. So our highest bill, of course, is going to our mortgage at 43%. And then the next highest thing is going to be our daycare at 23. And then pretty much everything else is under 12%. Groceries is our next highest thing at 11%. So sorry, y'all. I think that we do well with not having like any, like too much miscellaneous like bills or things to add on or anything like that. It's just the things that we do have tend to be expensive, and we do have a little bit of debt that we would like to take care of as well too. Now, as you'll see over here, we actually ended up having $212.86 left over. I'm not exactly sure how this math panned out because y'all will see in my transaction log in my Happy Planner that this math somehow is a little off, and I'm not sure why, because our starting account, if y'all don't know, we are a month ahead. But I don't share that on our monthly spreadsheet, but it's in my transaction log in my Happy Planner. And for the month, we started off at 4857.11, and our that account is ending at $5,009.84, and the difference is only $152.73. And so I'm not exactly sure why we're off $212.86. And I went through every single thing that we have on here and in my transaction log, and they both even out. So I'm not exactly sure. I know that we do have actual money left over that's just being sitting in our what is it, our 1 month ahead. But yeah, I'm not sure, and I feel like every single month this is where we end up, and this is why I have both budgets that are different. And I think what threw me off, or is throwing this number off, is the fact that we had the extra money, because as y'all can see here, in, oh, sorry y'all, in my expected column we were at zero. So I budgeted everything, but I know that there was some extra money saved, and I think that that might be the difference, because we had some money saved here, and then we had some money saved in the debts part, and I believe that I just didn't calculate it right, y'all. But that's I think that's what happened, y'all. Yeah. But that is my monthly budget closeout, you guys. We are going to turn over to my Happy Planner and see where we are for our goals and what we've completed for the first quarter of the year. So here we are, you guys. So we are in our Happy Planner. I'm looking for my red pen. I don't know where it is. Goodness gracious. Maybe I'll just use my pink pen instead. I think I see a red pen. Oh, I see my red pen here. Okay, so we'll use that. So now we're just going to be looking. Is somebody picking up our garbage bin? Because something is definitely rolling out outside, y'all. And my husband is definitely upstairs. But okay, so this is our March monthly calendar. As y'all can see, all of our bills were paid. I located, or I put down, jotted down all of our expenses throughout the week. I really do like looking at this because it helps me just see that like most of our spending happens like on a Friday and Saturday throughout the week. Unless I am home, like I don't spend anything else. Yo, I'm really trying to figure out what is that noise outside, because it is not thunder. It's like someone stealing our garbage can, because like what? but it doesn't sound like it's coming up to like our front door or something. Okay, we're gonna figure this out. I'll let y'all know how that goes. So this is just what the spreadsheet looks like. Before we get into these, y'all, we're actually gonna go over to here. I wanted to show y'all this. This is my transaction log. As y'all can see, all of these checks over here are everything that adds up in our spreadsheet. So the spreadsheet reflects the same thing that I spent here, and I can see the difference here. So I'm not exactly sure, unless I just don't know how to add or subtract. But I also will check on a weekly basis just where our household account is as well too. So I mean for our actual checking account. So I don't know. So that is that, but we'll just see. We'll come over here and actually see if the numbers add up the same and then kind of go from there. So I know daycare was $10.53. We had gas and it was $121.90. We had our internet at $82.70. YouTube was $106.35. Electric we budgeted at $85. Utilities was at $110.90. We didn't do anything for Chase or Discover. And then we'll talk about our actual income as well too. So actual income did come in at $5,200. I just thought about this. I didn't include interest for this month. Our rollover was $157.68. And you know what? Let me go to February really quickly. Let me just make sure I wasn't tripping. Okay, nope, that was the actual money that we had rolled over. Okay, so that number panned out. And then we had the additional tax fund, which was $1859.05. So we're going to check our math by doing a little bit of math ourselves. So 5,200 plus 157.68 plus 1859.05. So that brought us to 72.16 and 73 cents, and that matches our spreadsheet. Then we're going to go ahead and add up these numbers here. So we have 19.25.11, 10.53, 60.50, 121.90, 82.70, 106.35, 85, 110.90, and 107.86. And that brings me to, let me see if this matches. See, something's not right, y'all, because I got 36.50, 36.53.32. Let's just let me add it up again. 1925.11 plus 10.53 plus 60.50 plus 121.90 plus 82.70 plus 106.35 plus 85 plus 110.90 plus 107.86. That is that number. Let me actually do this though, minus 107.86. So that does add up 35.45.46 because I don't have, in my spreadsheet, the debt is something different. So plus 107.86. So the total is 36. We're at 36.53.32. And then we're going to look at our variable expenses. So baby girl ended up getting 26.23. Eating out ended up getting 16.95. Groceries got 500. Household got 229.50. Oops, 62. Let me correct that. 62. Spending got 144. $1,154.88. Okay, that was that. We did not have any on budget. And then let me just do this. We put, and that matches, $11.76 for sinking funds. And actually, y'all, I can make sure because I did it over here. For savings, we put $13.17. Ha 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 ha. So $13.17. So then let's add this up. So $26.23 plus $16.95 plus $500 plus $229.62 plus $144.88 plus $11.76, $13.17, and that gives us $34.10.68. And when we add these two, y'all, that gives me $70.64. And I'm wondering if that's what it's telling me. If we do $70.64, that's even, minus $72.16.73. This gives me the right number, $152.73. I don't know, this spreadsheet is off, but this is the difference. So this was the money that actually went extra into the checking account. Yeah, I don't know, but this monthly budget is off some way, somehow, and I don't know how. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how, but it is. I'm gonna have to look into it because this is the second month in a row, but all of my numbers match out, and y'all see me did the number here, but this is the difference in the checking account, and this makes the account correct. It actually zeroes out. So yeah, I find that interesting. So 36.53, 36.53, 32 plus 34.10.68 equals 70.64. That was our total. And then I said minus 72.16.73 equals, we're going to do remaining 152.73, and this went towards our buffer. So that's just where that money went, which would make it a zero-based budget. $59 of that came from the money that I did not spend out of the tax refund that we got. I only just did a straight $1,800. Okay. I did my sinking funds closeout, but just so y'all could see, $11.76 went to sinking funds, $13.17 went to our savings. We started off at $3,456.12, and we are ending the month at $4,954.35. So we are killing it, because I have been talking about how for Q2, we are going to be pivoting, and we are going to be saving. Okay, so actually we're going to go here now, and we are going to talk about all of our goals and things and where we are ending out for the month. Okay, so my top priorities is to pay off 50% of our debt, lose 10 pounds, and get to $1,250 in our emergency account. Okay, we'll start off with the monthly goal. I wanted to pay 5% of our debt. We did not do that just because of all of the things. Like, as much as I would like to pay the debt off, it is okay because it went to savings, and I just know that that's more important right now. I wanted to put $102 towards emergency fund. We definitely did that for the month. And then I wanted to lose 3 pounds, and that is just not happening right now. And that is not going to be a main concern for me going forward at this moment. So didn't do too well this month, but I'm gonna call myself a win for the amount of money we were able to put towards savings this month. Okay, so we did take our race trip. We had lots of fun and we stayed in budget. Y'all gonna kill me about this one because I did not roll over my 401k. And don't kill me because I told myself that I was gonna take care of it the first week in April. And I don't know that that's gonna happen, but I am going to make sure that when I close out my April budget, I can officially tell you guys that my 401k has been rolled over. I did take my days off and I did enjoy my girls' day. So all of that stuff was like good to go. Sorry, y'all. I didn't even realize it was like blurry. So I did do well with like my checkoff items and things that I needed to do. Y'all, I'm not going to say that I have not been exercising. I have. I've been making sure that I've been walking at least a mile or two a day. So I'm going to give myself some kudos to the exercising part. But when it comes down to low carb, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I have not been doing low carb. There are some reasons kind of why I haven't been doing it, but yeah. So, just no low carb for this month. Now for our top priorities, okay? Because here's all the things. For the entire quarter of the year, which was January, February, and March, the goal was to pay 15% off my debt, y'all. And bam, bam, chicken wing, I did that. I want to say January and February. Maybe January, I paid off a good chunk of money and I was already there. February, I also had paid some money. Granted, this month, we were nowhere near like 5%, but we still saved some money a few dollars went towards debt, but we paid off 15% of our debt. So my first top priority, we were able to accomplish. The next was to lose 10 pounds. That did not happen, you guys. I think for the for the 3 months, I've only lost 3 pounds and it's going to be okay. It really is. Lastly, I wanted to get to $1,250 for my emergency fund, y'all. And we did that. Right now, our emergency fund, after having to use it, is now at $1,655. And I know that does not seem like a lot, especially in like the economy that we're in, the things that's going on. I'm slowly getting there, y'all. Like, we're doing the best that we can with what we have and what is going on in our lives, and we are just gonna make do where we can make do. But I'm just so happy that we were able to accomplish 2 out of our 3 top priorities for the first quarter of the year, and I'm excited to see what we can accomplish for the second quarter of the year, which is going to be April, May, and June. So y'all stay tuned for that. But y'all, that is it. That was everything. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in the next one.